Okay, let's do one more example for finding the basis. Suppose if the subspace given is the like this span of 1 minus 3 2 3 minus 7 4 0 1 minus 1 and 2 minus 7 5. So what is the basis of this? So we use the column approach. So in this case that is relatively easy. So 1 minus 3 2 3 minus 7 4 0 1 minus 1 2 minus 7 5. Okay, and then we reduce this matrix, so it will be 1 3 0 2. By the first step it will be then become 0 2 1 minus 1, and then this will be 0 minus 2 minus 1 1 0 minus 2 1 minus 1 1. Okay, and then in the next step, so we will make this 0, so 1 3 0 2 0 2 1 minus 1, and then it will be, if I add these two rows, so it will be 0 0 0 0. So now we can see that this first column has the pivot position, second column has this pivot position, and then the next column, because it is the pivot position is at the same level at the previous level, so that is not the pivot column. So our process stops over here because it is also the echelon form. So for this echelon form, then the corresponding first two columns in the original position are the basis. So the basis is, in this case, the set of these two vectors, 1 minus 3 2, and then 3 minus 7 4. So remember that the basis is not unique. Okay, so for example, in this case, if we interchange or change the arrangement of these vectors and then we'll find the echelon form vector. So the base answer for the basis will be different from that, but both answers will be correct. So because the idea of basis is that, so from these two vectors we can get any other vector in this span. So of course from all the other vectors only two more additional vectors have been given. So from these two vectors we can get this 0 1 minus 1, and then we can also get 2 minus 7 5 by appropriate multiplication with some numbers of these vectors. So this is the idea of the basis, and the dimension in this case is again 4. So the dimension is 4, although 4 of the vectors have been given, which does not matter. Even 5 can be given. Dimension may still be 2 in this case, but it is not always 2. For some of the cases we may have other dimension as well. Anyway, okay, next let's one more example. In this case, instead of a span, we have given a null of a vector, okay, which is like this: 2 1 minus 1 and 2 1 minus 1, 3 5 minus 1, and minus 7 7 5, and minus 1 3 1, minus 1 3 1, and 4 minus 5 minus 3. Sorry, I made a mistake over here. This should be the bracket. This should be the bracket. Okay, so we have been given a null of this matrix. So by the null of this matrix, we mean that it will be a system of the solutions for homogeneous equations. So that means we will assume that the matrix which is being represented by over here is a part of the system of the homogeneous equation. So is equal to 0, is equal to 0, is equal to 0. So the system, the solution of that system will be the null of that matrix. So which means that we need to find this solution, and that solution will be the will form the basis. Okay, in this case. So then, again we have to convert it into the so to convert it into the echelon form, so we start from this matrix and then we write it like this. So it will be 2 3 minus 7 minus 1 4, and then it will be 0 1 3 1 minus 2. So here you will see that actually I have performed more than 2 operations in this case. What I have done over here is that I have divided this first row by minus 1 by 2. So minus 1 by 2 R1, and then add it to row 2. And then that row 2, when I added when I added it was something like in the multiples of 7 or something like this. So I then I multiplied that row by that is the second row. I multiplied that second row by 2 by 7. Okay, so 2 by 7 to remove the fractions. Okay, I multiplied by some numbers to remove these fractions. And then the third row is similarly I will get like 0 1 3 1 minus 1. Okay, you can verify these calculations. For saving the time, I am not doing these row operations or calculations over here, but it can be easily checked. And then this will be equivalent to 2 3 minus 7 minus 1 4, and then it will be 0 1 3 1 minus 2, and then the last term will be, because now both will be 1. Yeah, in fact this will be minus 2 over here. So the second and the third row will be exactly same. So therefore the last row will be 0 0 0. So now in this case, this is the row echelon form. Remember that in this case the solution of the basis is not the like these two columns, because we are talking about the null, not the span. Okay, the solution is the solution of the basis is in fact the solution of this system, because for null we consider this type of situation: Ax is equal to 0 vector. So what is the solution in this case? From the second equation what we get is so now we have only 5 variables: x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5, but only 2 equations. So therefore what we get is, from the second reduced form equation, x2 plus 3 x3 plus x4 minus 2 x5 is equal to 0. So in this case conveniently we can take x3 is equal to s1, the free parameter, x4 is equal to s2, and x5 is equal to s3. Okay, so therefore in this case x2 will be then equal to minus 3x3, so it will be minus 3s1, and then x4 minus x4 minus s2, and plus 2x5 plus 2s3. So this will be the value of x2. So if we will input this, use this value into the first equation, the first equation is 2x1 plus 3 x2. So x2 is this, minus 3 s1 minus s2 plus 2 s3, and minus 7 x3, which is s1, and minus x4, which is s2, and plus 4 x5, which is s3, so equal to 0. So from here we get 2x1, so minus 9 s1 minus 7 s1, so this is minus 16 s1, and then this is minus 3 s1 minus s2, this is minus 4 s2, and then this is 6 s3 plus 4 s3, this is 10 s3. So I get x1 is equal to 8 s1 8 s1 plus 2 s2, because we will be dividing by 2, and minus 5 s3, so this is 3. So we can represent the solution for x as x1 is this 8 s1 plus 2 s2 minus 5 s3, and x2 is minus 3 s1 minus s2 plus 2 s3, and x3 was s1 s2 s3. So this was the solution. So this solution can be written in the form of 3 vectors. So first vector will be s1, and then it will be 8, will be multiplied by s1, so it will be 8 minus 3 1 0 0. The second vector will be multiplied by s2, so it will be 2 minus 1, then it will be 0 1 0, and the third vector will be s3, it will be minus 5, minus 5, and then okay, we will continue it in the next video.